Things I not feel up and the love what we have shot a road. What them I gonna do now? The way you me love. Bring back me everything right that the world. What you gonna deserve? What them I gonna do now? The way you me love. Some send BB and some send letter. Some message Facebook and some send Twitter. Can't only pay me and me money. Hey, cancel them application like the US embassy. And some of them they face you see people property and want for money. Look like a something about the Lord and the rings. Baby, me I tell you don't worry about me. Can't get me the whole world. Me, then can't come between us. Baby, never want to take your place. I'm proud to say you're my wife. Know everything about the things I not feel up and the love my reaction and road. What am I gonna do now? Know why you may love. Ring my finger, everything right and the world. Know why you want to love. What am I gonna do now? Know why you may love. Can't even cook up a can. Then them because me my one fish. If I break it, then can't test it. In a bedroom, better have nice. No, they never could come between us. Genuine love is one thing. And baby, you should know. No love is just how it's been. In the whole world. Me and my baby, we have our problems, but we always work them out. Only disagreements, we know how to solve them, cause that's what love's about. Even if we fight, it's hard to break up. I wanna see your face when I wake up. Genuine love is what we're made of. That's what I found in you, babe. Even when times get hard, me and you got the best. We've been through the test of times, baby. Yet we're still together, me and my baby. We have our problems, but we always work them out.
Exactly 4:01 in the afternoon. 4:01 in the afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dominica. We're saying hi all the way from the Q95 station, Q95 FM, the big station. It's a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Oh, indeed. Rainy Tuesday afternoon across the Nature Isle. But of course, we're certainly not going to allow the weather to rain on our parade this afternoon. So, whether you're listening from your office, your vehicle, your business place, or of course, the comfort of your home, thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is once again the Tuesday editions of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. All right, with Donald Bercasio of the National Development Foundation of Dominica, right here on Q95, the big station. And of course, this afternoon we're going to have another exciting conversation, right, with actually a set or a couple of young entrepreneurs. So please stay where you are. We're going to have a very short break. When we return, we're going to dive into that conversation.
The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its Small Business Advisory Services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call for 483240 4488631.
Yes, come in. Hold that thought. I'll call you right back. Go right back. Partner, Elas Franco, how are you doing? Things are getting really tight in this Goa season. Right now, I just don't know what to do. But Franklin, what are you doing? You're sitting on your money machine. With all them skills and ideas that you have, you can go further, faster. Huawei, go to the NDFD. They've got the best rates on business loans, not to mention affordable business support. They'll get your business registered and help you develop your business plan. They'll design your logo and train small business owners just like you. For real? I go down there now. All jokes aside, NDFD is helping people in others' business.
Indeed, indeed. And of course, we want to big up the legend himself, Franklin Pierre Moses, for lending his voice to that legendary, of course, ad brought to you by the National Development Foundation of Dominica. And of course, we also want to big up Q95. Thank you, Mr. G, and the rest of the crew for having this platform that we utilize, of course, to feature our small business owners, young entrepreneurs, sometimes, young at heart, but still young, nonetheless, right? And of course, before we move into the conversation this afternoon, let me first say hi to all our avid and loyal listeners from across the island and, of course, from all over the world. Thank you very much for always tuning in. And also, we want to say hi and appreciate our viewers, right, on the social media. Okay, so we are live on the Facebook page and, of course, YouTube page of Q95 FM. As early as now, we already have our first commenter. Of course, he is no other than Mr. Erickson Lewis, one of our directors over at the NDFD. He's always there. So thank you very much, sir, for always being there with us, right? So again, today is the 28th of July already. Wow, right? And it is a big week for Dominica, right? Especially for our event organizers, some big events, coming this weekend, right? Of course, we have the event of our good friends over at High Rise Beach Bar, and that is the exclusive tequila night, right? That's going to be on Friday, right? And also this weekend, of course, no event bigger than this year's 767 Dominica Bike Fest, right? That's going to be from Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. And of course, we welcome all our visitors here on the island. We welcome you. Welcome to the Nature Isle of the Caribbean. I hope that so far you are enjoying your stay. So don't forget to, of course, try all our local cuisines and drinks, right? Also our try to support our small businesses. They're all over the island. So and I'm sure they will give you some really nice offerings, products, services, and of course customer service. All right. And as we of course reach the 8 minute of the hour, right, I think it's time, right? It's time, right? All right. So for those who have just tuned in, right, you are, of course, on the Tuesday, listening to the Tuesday edition of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. And today we have two, right? We have two inspiring, right? We have two admirable young entrepreneurs, right? Here with us today, right? Are you guys excited to know who they are, right? So, I think for the past few editions, we have been talking about, our young people graduating, this last month and this month, right? So I think the common story about our two young people today here is that after graduation, right, instead of pursuing corporate jobs, they just decided to, of course, pursue entrepreneurship. And that is what we're going to explore today, right? So today we have two young founders, right, and two young managers and CEOs of their own company, right? Let's start with the founder of, I'm sure you guys have already tried this cheesecake, locally made cheesecake, right? And this product is already available in almost all major supermarkets, right? So we have here, right? I'm gonna give her the opportunity later to introduce her product to all of you, but let me first welcome our first guest. She is Alejandra Garcia, right? And our second guest this afternoon, she is the founder of Dessert, Studio, right? Of course, she's gonna tell us more about this. Let's welcome Cassia Cadet, right? So, good afternoon, guys. Let's try your microphone. How are you doing this afternoon?
You can go. You're doing great. Good, good. Well, I'm doing great.
All right. What about you?
I'm doing great too.
All right.
Thank you
So
so much for inviting us.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely. So I'm gonna give you both of you the opportunity to introduce yourselves, and of course, tell us a little bit, about yourself. Any info that you can share, of course, with our listening and viewing public.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Cassia Cadet, more commonly known as Catherine. I am 20 years old. I recently graduated the Dominica State College and I attended the Dominica Grammar School. I am the owner, founder of Iceland Dessert Studio. It's a premium dessert studio doing handcrafted desserts locally made here in Dominica.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alejandra Gabriela Arenal Garcia, but because it's too long, I just prefer to say Alejandra Garcia. Well, I actually.
But let's do that again slowly, right?
Okay.
Say all your names. You have how many?
Okay.
Five of them?
Four.
Four. All
I
right.
have two names and two last names.
Okay, right.
Okay,
Let's do that again.
My first name is Alejandra. The second one, Gabriela. Then Arenal Garcia.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. I moved to Dominica in 2023, at the end of 2023, because my dad had to came here to work. And then at that time, I started working at the Realm, the restaurant in front of Astafans.
Yes.
And I didn't speak English at all at that moment,
Yeah.
so I had to learn. And on that moment, my dad just gave me a good idea, and he told me people here love cheesecake,
Mm-hmm.
which it was new for us because we didn't try cheesecake at all in
Yes.
our whole life.
Yes.
So well, we just started, and one day I brought them to the place where
Yes.
I was working,
Mm-hmm.
and my coworkers tried it and they said it was
They love
nice.
it. So,
Yeah,
what's
they
the
love.
name of the brand that you
Okay, the
established?
name it's Ali Gabi. At the beginning was Ali Gabi Cheesecakes, but when I registered it, I changed it to Ali Gabi Companies Inc.
So, Ali Gabi
Com-
cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
So
Yeah.
that's the brand of the cheesecake, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna talk more about that, but for everybody's information, ladies, of course, I want to ask what inspired you to, become entrepreneurs at, a relatively young age. Let's start with you again, Cassia.
Well, from a young age, I think I always knew that I didn't want to work for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That was just something that was in me. I didn't know how I was going to start a business. I didn't know how a business was run. I just knew since primary school, high school, it was just in the back of my head, I'm going to work for myself. And the only thing that stopped me doing it earlier was, to be honest, I was a bit afraid. I was like, what if I fail? What if I.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't start earlier. It wasn't until where I think it was 2 years ago there was a program at the church that I attend. It was
Mm-hmm.
called Wealth Power Masteries. And it was a registration only program. And one of the requirements was that within a month starting, you had to start a business. And obviously, I wanted to join. I was still scared of starting my own business, but I was like, you know what? Something's going to have to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined and I started off my first business, which was graphics design agency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I kind of got into entrepreneurship. From there, I really loved working for myself and having creative freedom over what I do. And I just love the idea of being able to make a difference and creating job opportunities in areas where currently there are none. Because I myself, it's like art design is something I wanted to go into earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't really a place where I could fully go into that. So, yeah.
Nice. So what about you, Ali?
Well, as I said before, I was working, right?
Yeah, you were
And
working, and
yeah,
then your
and
dad gave you
the
the
idea,
idea.
yeah,
And
because
then back then, do you already know how to make
cheesecake,
cheesecake?
not
No.
at all.
Okay.
Nothing related to baking.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was
All
the
right.
first time doing all those stuff,
Uh huh.
and well, it was doing good and people were loving it. So I just decided. I remember I see a person once and he told me I should start selling it at the stores, but I saw it like too difficult for me. I didn't start like saying I want to do entrepreneurship, I want to go on that side. I was just trying to find myself to see what I can do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I really realized I could do that. And I started loving all that process, and I said, well, I think it's better if I start working for myself, trying to do all that, because I know all the sacrifice I put on that business is gonna be rewarded to me. And then I also love to see how people were enjoying too much the desserts. And then every time when I started at college, I brought them to college and I saw the reaction of everybody. That made me feel so good. So I said, that's what I really want
This
to
is
do.
it,
Yeah.
right? Is it the same thing for you? Did the reaction of your family and friends really boosted your confidence? In really moving forward when it comes to what you do now.
Well, kind of, yeah. I started selling. I didn't start off with donuts. I started selling local ice cream, and
Hmm.
people really loved it. So
Hmm.
it really did motivate me to continue moving on. And then one day I was on YouTube and I just saw like this donut, a creme brulee donut, and I was so inspired. I was like, I need to try this. And it was in my head for weeks until I finally decided to try the recipe.
Hmm.
And when I brought it to my church, I let my family taste it. They loved it. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, I am going into this full throttle. I'm not holding back. I'm going into it.
So clearly, you guys have that talent, right, to create something, right? Is it something that is kind of in the family? So let's talk about family. First, with you, Cassia. Can you tell us a little bit about your family? Like, where you from originally, and what kind of like family culture did you kind of did you get exposed to? Yeah.
Well, I'm from Tarashpit. My
Okay,
mom,
well, big up, of course.
yes, my
People from
mom,
Tarishpeet,
yes,
yeah.
hi everyone from Tarashpit.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Yes, my mom is from Petite Soufrière.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is from Saint-Sauveur, so more countryside.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a chef. She
Mm-hmm.
works at Pops,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad, he's an auto body repairman, and yeah, he's a bit of an artist himself.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say that, you know? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so art and creativity kind of runs in the family a bit. Concerning, well, me personally, I never thought I would go into cooking or anything related as a business, to be very honest. I never thought I would bake in my life. I just didn't thought I would do it. To me, the thing that I would go into would always have been art. And that
Mm-hmm.
was what I thought that at the end would be the business that stuck. And it wasn't until I tried this and I was like, oh, I actually do kind of like cooking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. That was that was that for me. But growing up, my family was really supportive of anything that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Once I put my mind towards doing it, they were fully supportive. My sister has probably supported me in so many
Mm-hmm.
random pops of things that I've been interested. She's
You have
got
two, right?
I have three
Oh, three.
sisters.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
I only know two of them. All
Hmm.
right.
My old
Of,
sister, she's in here.
okay. All right. Of course, wanna big up your mom. Like, of course, I know
Yes.
her. I mean, even before I knew you. I mean, I knew you from way back where you were still kind of
A wee lad.
right. Of course, she is indeed a very good chef. Okay, big
She
up, of
is.
course, to her and Pops. Right, that place kind of familiar to me. Right. Right, and of course, Ali, what
Yeah.
about yours? You know, something in the family that kind of like influence you to become an entrepreneur.
Mm, I would say I don't know because in our country we have kind of a cultural side where
Hmm.
the right thing
And
to
where is
do
that again?
in Cuba.
In
In
Cuba,
Cuba.
right? I
Sorry, I'm
think
from Cuba.
yes.
I
I
forgot to
think you,
say.
yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of forgot to mention that,
Yeah,
but
sorry,
yes,
I'm from Cuba and I've been here for
definitely.
3 years, almost
Hmm.
3 years now,
Hmm.
and I'm really happy to live here in Dominica. I love it so much.
Yes, yes. But of course, Viva la Raza, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. But I feel like I'm half and half Dominican, half Cuban.
Oh yes, of course. All right. So
um,
the family.
yeah, the family, in my country, is kind of right.
Mhm,
What do you have to do is go and work on a corporate job. That's what it's well seen. And
mhm,
if you don't do that, that is kind of weird.
mhm,
So I didn't have that vision. But my dad is been always a really hardworking man. He's a biochemist and he was a professor in Cuba, and also he likes to investigate and everything on a
mhm,
lab. And my mom also a really hardworking woman.
mhm,
She's taking care of all of us in the family, doing
mhm,
everything at home and working on a lab also in Cuba. And
mhm,
well, my sister, we're trying to get doing our stuff.
mhm.
And then when we came here, we just starting. It's just trying, like trial and error, and that's
Mhm.
how we decided we can do also on that side.
Definitely.
And that's how I started loving entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
But really influenced it for my dad and my mom that are always been supportive.
And dad's name is.
My dad,
Mhm.
it's difficult.
Okay.
Amilcar
Okay.
Arenal.
Right. And then your mom's
My
name.
mom is Ludmila Garcia.
Right. What about big up to mom?
My mom's name is Sylvia Robin.
Uh huh.
My dad's name is Kazumi Kadet.
All right. All right. So of course we need to big up the parents, right? And of
Yeah.
course the family.
Of course.
This is where we first kind of nurture our young entrepreneurs, right? And of course I just want to say that your dad also works for our local
Yeah, the vet school.
vet school here in
Mhm.
Dominica, and I'm a supporter of that
Yeah.
school. I myself have a pet, so big up to them, and to all the good things that they do, right? And at this
Mhm.
point I believe we already have a number of viewers, right? And oh, someone is asking what's the overview of this discussion. So technically we're talking about two young entrepreneurs, right? And after college they just decided to immediately pursue entrepreneurship, right? Which is kind of like almost counterintuitive in this in this time and age, because
Yeah.
the like you said, the common idea is apply for a job after
Mhm.
graduation, but you know here we are, the two of you just decided to pursue entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
right? And it's kind of like a very striking that seemingly you came from a very shall I say scientific
Yeah.
you know, family, and I can probably assume that, the way you of course you concoct, the way you bake, you develop your cheesecake. I can probably assume that you're doing it in a very structured
Strategic.
way,
Yeah.
right, definitely. And of course, for you, Cassia, is more like the creativity, the art,
Yeah.
and you can see that in your products, right?
Mhm.
Right now, you are focusing on donuts, right?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, why I specifically decided to go with donuts, I did a test trial of the creme brulee ones that I made, and I people loved it, and I was
Mhm,
like, okay, I need to go into that. And whilst doing that, I just really fell in love with the process of doing it and
mhm,
coming up with different flavors and making them look presentable, like making them look really good for the people that eat it. And I just decided to focus a bit on that as like the first flagship product of Iceland. That is, I sold the ice cream that I sell. I don't make it, but this was the first thing that I actually put my hands to,
mhm,
because as I said, I didn't think I would ever be cooking for my profession. But yeah, I just decided to do it when I saw how much people actually liked it and how
mhm.
much I myself liked the process of doing it to be able to call a product my own.
Right. So what about you? Have you, because I know you said that it's your dad who gave you the idea of making cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
But these days, have you already really developed that love for cheesecakes as well?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Since I started giving the feedback of the persons that were around me and the college, and that's what really inspired me to continue doing my business. Seeing the reaction of everybody around me and how supportive they became, even
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know them. They even see me in Rosso and they stop me and they say, "Oh, I saw your cheesecakes. You're the girl who makes the cheesecakes. It's really nice." And that makes me feel like so happy,
Yes,
and that's why I really want to continue that business, and that's why I'm in love right now on all this process.
definitely. So can you describe, because I know, right,
Hmm.
cheesecakes, there are like different types of cheesecake, right?
Yeah,
So can you tell our viewers and listeners like what kind of cheesecake do you make?
sure. We
Yes.
make non-baked cheesecakes.
All right. You call it
um
non-bake.
yeah, it's
Okay.
non-baked because the
Mm-hmm.
process is completely different. We don't
Mm-hmm.
use oven for this dessert. We just make the preparation of the cream, and then we put the bottom of the
Yes.
cheesecake and the cream and the toppings.
Right.
And why we got that idea? Because we went to the supermarkets and we realized I don't want to say all, but almost all of the cheesecakes we saw at the stores were baked cheesecakes, and we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make something different, and that's why we became with that
I love
idea.
that. Looking for that, space with less competition, right? So
Hmm.
that's very good. And
Exactly.
I know you have a number of like how do you call it, flavors?
Yeah,
Is that how you? Okay.
yeah, flavors. We have
Yes.
different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
We usually offer, and in different seasons we launch one new flavor. But for
Mm.
now, the ones we have at the stores available are cookies and cream, strawberry, cherry, blueberry, caramel, Nutella,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
red velvet cheesecake.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are in this kind of small container,
Yeah,
right?
these small cups, as you can see
Yes.
here. Let me show this one.
Right. Definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
Right, right. So the thing is that, it's something that, well, number one, you can get a number of them,
Hmm.
right, at once, because, they're not really that huge. So you can actually like,
Yeah, that was the idea. The
yeah.
idea was to make it like personal, like if
Mm-hmm.
you want to try something sweet, you don't have to spend that much money. You just buy a small amount and then
Mm-hmm.
you try it, you taste it, and you feel good, like you tried something sweet.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, if you want bigger sizes, we also make like whole cheesecakes for
Mm-hmm.
special occasions, or if they want to just order it. We have different flavors. We can also mix like half a flavor and half the other flavor, from 7 inch to 10 inch. But
Right.
for the stores, we do the small ones. So people, when they feel like they want to eat something sweet, they can just go and purchase it there.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
what about you, Cassia? Can you describe to us the kind of donut that you make?
Yeah, so there are two types of donuts. There are yeast donuts and cake donuts.
Hmm.
The cakes, they're baked. The ones that I do, they're yeast donuts. So instead of going in the oven, they're fried.
Hmm.
So I do whole donuts as well as filled. So the flavors that I have available right now are creme brulee. It's after the dessert. That's the one that you crack on top the caramel.
Mm.
So there's a custard inside, and on top is like hardened sugar with a cherry. I
Mhm.
also have very berry. This one is strawberry jelly inside with powdered sugar on top. The third main flavor is cookies and cream. It's a vanilla icing with crushed cookies on top and then a glaze over it. And I do a seasonal flavor as well. It's called mango tango. As you can imagine, it's mango flavored. It uses grafted mangoes
Mhm.
to do a jam inside of
I love
it.
the name Mango Tango.
Yes.
Is the tango the dance? The tango
Yes,
dance?
the dance.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you taste it, it makes you want to tango, you know?
Yes, definitely. And you have to buy two, because it takes two to tango.
Yes, exactly. By two.
Right, definitely, definitely. So any other any future plans in making like other other desserts aside from donuts?
Yes, right now I am working on a chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Nice.
I've done some test trials already. It should be available this Friday. And I'm also looking to go into some other desserts like personal bento cakes. So that's
Yes.
mini cakes that people can order. You know, you don't want a whole cake, you just get a mini
Mhm.
and you enjoy your little cake by yourself.
Nice, nice. What about you, Ali? Any
Yes, we really
plans in what you call in the diversifying into
yeah,
other products?
yeah, of course we want to diversify
Mhm.
also. Right now we have the non-baked cheesecakes, but they have a variety of cheesecakes. You
Mhm.
know, it's the baked cheesecake and a lot of them. So we want to see if we try new versions of cheesecakes. And also I was doing, but I'm gonna update everything on TikTok because right now, you know, it's kind of a secret. But what I'm trying to prepare is some cakes, but with a different recipe. I want to bring something from, you know, from where I came from,
Mm.
and they're really nice.
Okay.
And I think everybody here should try those cakes.
Are we talking about flan or something?
No, I have plans already.
Okay. Oh, you
Yeah,
have already.
yeah,
All
I have
right.
already. You can find them at Smart, Pottersville,
Oh,
and here
okay.
Fresh Market in
Nice.
small portions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can find them, and it's
Right,
called
right, right.
caramel flan.
Oh, nice.
So if
For those who,
anyone want, yeah,
yes, for those who haven't tried that yet, it's a must, right? It's a
yeah.
must. So, what about you, Cassia? Is Iceland, right? By the way, why Iceland? We haven't spoken about that yet. Of course, for you, the name is quite obvious, right?
Yeah.
Of course, the name is your name, right?
Hmm.
Those are your two names,
Yeah.
right? Ali and
Ali Gabi. Well,
Gabby.
when I was a child, my dad called me all the time Ali Gabi, and that's why I was
Mm,
like, here it's too difficult for everybody. Just call me Alejandra, you know, because
yes.
it's Alejandra, and then they say Alejandra. So I said, let me find on something easy for them. So when I came with Ali Gabi, everybody just or Ali or Gabi, and they remember me. So that's how
I
I
kind of
said
like the name, eh? Like it's like it doesn't a flow, Ali Gabi, Ali
it.
Gabi, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what about you, Cassia? Why Iceland?
So
Right.
Iceland, originally the idea was to stick with ice desserts.
Mm.
So I was just thinking like what is a name that fits a business with iced desserts? And what I came up with was Iceland. And I thought of changing it after I introduced everything else, but I realized like the name does fit the rest of what this business is going to become
Mm-hmm.
because it does still contain ice desserts in the future when there is a physical storefront. There will be a larger variety of ice desserts. You'll have sorbets, ice creams, all of the works. But then the land part of it, we also have the dry desserts, for lack of better words, the
Mm-hmm.
donuts, the cookies that will be coming. So that's the meaning of the name. It's like Iceland, so ice and land.
Is it like one word,
Yes, one
Iceland?
word.
So no relations to the country
No.
Iceland, right? You
No.
But do you know that that country is known as the land of fire and ice?
Really?
So
Mhm.
can be a good inspiration as well, for future products, I guess. Right,
Yeah.
right. So for those who just tune in, once again, we have Alejandra Garcia here and Casa Cadet of course, Ali Gabi Cheesecake, and of course, Iceland Dessert Studio. Now, the the question, of course, one of the theme that we have today in the flyer that we released is that graduating and gravitating towards business development. And you, two of you, both of you are, I guess both of you are still in your 20s, right? So
Yes.
very, very young, right? But what so far, what has been the biggest lesson that you guys learned in your, shall I say, young entrepreneurial journeys?
I am so glad you asked that
Mm-hmm.
question. The biggest lesson that I've learned is that everybody who's ever told me about entrepreneurship lied to me.
All right.
I think a big misconception about being an entrepreneur, it's like, when people tell you of owning your own business, it's, you all the profit is yours. You can go to work when you want to. It's
Mm-hmm.
your own thing. If you don't want to go in today, you don't. But really and truly, what I've learned through this whole process is that being an entrepreneur is the hardest thing ever. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, you just go to work when you want to. It takes consistency if you want your business to succeed. It takes actual hard work, tough, long hours. Like, for instance, my day starts at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it ends way late in the night. So,
Yes.
whereas maybe you have a worker and they come to work at like an 8 o'clock, go home at a five, an entrepreneur really does spend more time in the business. And not
Yes.
only that, but you kind of take on every role of business. So you're the marketer, you're the graphic
Mm-hmm.
designer, you are the manager, the accountant. So you really have to be a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn a bit of everything. Maybe if you're not, so there in all of them, but to at least learn parts of it all so your business can run smoothly. So that's the biggest lesson that I've learned. It's that entrepreneurship really does take time.
Definitely, and it's not for the faint
Not
of
at
heart
all.
at all, right?
Not
Right.
at
Takes a
all.
lot of hard work,
Yeah.
courage, dedication, persistence, right? But so far so good, right?
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good. What about you, Ali?
Well, um,
Biggest lesson for you so far?
I think all what my friend said is 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say something different. Well, extra. So it's what you just say.
Yes.
And I think the most important lesson I've learned in all this journey is being consistent.
Mm.
Never stop. Even if you feel bad, even if you feel you are stuck, you should continue doing what you're doing. Even if that day you don't feel good, or it's your birthday, or it's your birthday friend, or you have to go out and maybe you have to cancel because you have to continue with your what you're doing, just do it, because that's how you're gonna really grow. And
I
that's
so
how
agree. Right.
that's how I feel that it's been helping me all this journey. Because even when I feel stuck, I have my family supporting me, and thanks to them, they keep me growing. Because sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm stuck. But because thanks to them, we never stop, and when we continue, and everything is flowing.
I so agree. Consistency really is very, very important, especially if you are trying to, you're trying to serve a demand, right? And if you're trying to serve a certain segment of the cost of the market, right, you have to be consistent, because remember, you are also trying to kind of build some kind of habit, right? So if your product is there now and then not there again tomorrow, right,
Exactly.
in the end you'll find frustrated customers, right? Because especially, by the way, we're going to talk about that, your TikTok and all the other
Mm-hmm.
marketing efforts that you do. And that's something, if you kind of, once you do marketing, once you do all this social media efforts, you are now technically building the demand for your product, right? So don't build that demand if in the end you're not going to be consistent in supplying the market with your product, right? All you agree?
Yes.
All right, so it's now 4:36 in the afternoon. Of course, you are still tuned in to this Tuesday edition of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. Of course, want to big up Q95, the big station. Thank you very much for this platform, and also want to big up the National Development Foundation of Dominica, of course, for continuously supporting our young entrepreneurs, right? So My next question for the two of you is, why do you think more young people are considering entrepreneurship after graduation? But before you answer, we're just going to have a very short break. When we return, we're going to hear your answers, right?
Okay.
National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its small business advisory services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for social security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Yes, come in. Hold that thought. I'll call you right back. Right back. Partner, Elas Franco, how are you doing? Things are getting really tight in this Gova season. Right now, I just don't know what to do. But Franklin, what are you doing? You're sitting on your money machine. With all them skills and ideas that you have, you could go further, faster. Awawi, go to the NDFD. They've got the best rates on business loans, not to mention affordable business support. They'll get your business registered and help you develop your business plan. They'll design your logo and train small business owners just like you. For real? I go down there now. All jokes aside, NDFD is helping people when others wouldn't.
39 minutes past the hour of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Once again, you are tuned in to the Tuesday edition of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. Today is the 28th of July. And of course, want to big up our event organizers. I know a lot of you are very busy already these days because a number of big events are coming up this weekend. Of course, we want to big up our friends over at High Rise. They're going to have their big tequila event this Friday. Of course, High Rise Beach Bar is on the Bayfront. And of course, that event is supported by our friends over at Pirates LTD, right? And of course, big up to our very own 767, Bike Life community. They're going to have their, I believe this is the third edition, if I'm not mistaken, of this very popular, right, Dominica Bike Fest, right, 2026. So, yeah, it's going to be a big, 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 big weekend for all of us. And of course, we want to welcome all our visitors, right? So, welcome to the Nature Isle of the Caribbean. We hope that you are enjoying, of course, Dominica so far. So, welcome, right? And of course, we are still here with Ali Gabi and of course with Cassia, right? Um, and we're talking about, their journey, right? Their entrepreneurial journey right after college, right? But I gave a question earlier before we took a break, right? So why do you think more and more young people, right, are considering entrepreneurship right after graduation? Do you have any notion? Do you have any thought about this?
I think it's because young people are just being inspired to create their own paths. You know, there are a lot of the same jobs or the same job opportunities, and it seems to be sort of limiting, where there seems to be a path that is paved out. It's either you work at this place, that place, or you do this. But I think young people are beginning to realize that there is more than the limits that have been set. Like, there's one thing people always said to me, like, why are you still in Dominica?
Hmm.
Why are you still here? You could leave, you could go to somewhere else.
Definitely.
But I don't believe that, as a Dominican, that's what I should do. If I have a talent, I believe that I should stay here and make my country better because of it. And I think that a lot of young people, they're beginning to realize that their talents, they don't have to go to waste. They can actually make something out of it that can better the lives of others.
Hmm. Nice, nice. What about you, Ali Gabby?
Well, actually, I think first everybody is trying to see if they can make their own money and then they can have their own stuff, right?
Mhm.
Because right now, what I'm seeing right now is usually you go, you take a job, and probably next day they can dismiss you, and that's
Mhm.
it. You lost everything you had, right?
Mhm.
So no, people like young entrepreneurs right now, they don't want to be dependent on a job. They just want to have their own thing because if you have a business and you're doing it consistently, you're gonna get a reward.
Nice.
And what I really see is first, for example, we just graduated, right?
Mhm.
We get our diploma right now. And if we go to try to find a job, the first thing they're going to tell us is how many years of experience do you have?
Mhm.
And then that's something that you cannot ask us because right now we just graduated. How we're
Yes.
going to have like years of experience,
Mhm.
So we're not going to find like a nice job with a good salary at our
Yes.
and our field.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I feel people are doing it. And
Right.
also the money right now, like it's expensive everything, and
Mhm.
then everybody's getting the same salary. Everybody's trying to get trying to grow their own life.
Definitely, definitely. And of course, when you have your own business, it's really about working for yourself, right?
And
Working
hard.
for your business, and eventually that business will start to work for you. So
Yes.
that is the exciting part about this. But let us talk about marketing. How do you guys promote your product? Because I know, right, for those who are just starting up, right, there's really not much budget when it comes to marketing. But how do you guys go around that? So what about let's start with you, Cassia. How do you? I know one thing about you. I know you do a lot of direct marketing, right?
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah, well, for me right now, I do have social media. However, I'm not that present there yet. It's something I'm going into. However, what I do right now is kind of like door-to-door marketing, like
mhm.
direct marketing. So I
Yes.
do a lot of walking around. I give samples to businesses. I go to different places, ask them, if you want to taste it, get their feedback.
Mhm.
I utilize my friends' family who have social media.
Mhm.
So they post when I create like a poster marketing flyer, they post for me.
Mhm.
So for now, that's kind of what I do. I walk around, I give samples, and my family posts for me.
Wow. You see, that's a lot of that entails a lot of really hard work,
Yeah, the walking
and
around.
determination,
Mhm.
patience, right? And that willingness to really do this, for yourself and for your business. What about you, Ali Gabby? I know you are quite big on TikTok, right? I know maybe a lot of our listeners and viewers right now recognize you. I know there's one video that has gone viral, very recently, right?
Mhm.
So tell us more about your TikTok journey, so to speak.
Okay. How I started is when I started at
Yes.
college. Kimberly, she works at the department of marketing at college,
Uh
and
huh.
then she asked me if I could make a video of a day in my life as a student at college.
Okay.
I did it. I sent it to her. She posted, and it went viral.
Viral.
That's when I decided I had to make TikTok for my desserts and
This
stuff. Yeah,
hurts,
because I
right?
saw a lot of like positive comments, and everybody was like, "Oh, where is the social media of the girl? I want to see what she does,
Mhm.
where we can find the cheesecakes, all those kind of questions."
So right now you are just on TikTok.
And no, I also have an account on Facebook, Instagram,
Okay.
and
So what are the handles? Come on. Let us tell the people so they can follow you right now. They can follow
oh,
you.
it's Ali Gabi.
Okay.
It's like that.
On
Just
TikTok.
yeah, it's Ali Gabi.
All
You
right.
search it like that. EITSALEGABY.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can find my profile there.
Right. And what
Yeah.
about you, Cassia? No?
Well, currently I have Instagram. My Instagram handle is Iceland_desserts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ICELAND_DESSERTS.
Right. So what about any WhatsApp number that they can probably, you know, use to reach out to you guys?
Right now, the number for Iceland is 612-8543.
Mm-hmm. Say it again, please.
612-8543.
4 3, right? So
Mhm.
can they, for example, uh, order in bulk?
Yes, of course.
Right.
There
So
is, once you message on WhatsApp, you can either wait for a response if it's out of business operating orders, or there is an automatic message that's sent with a link to the Iceland Orders app. So once you click that link, you can make your order. And once business is started for the day, I'll see it and reach out to you to confirm your order.
definitely. What about you, Ali Gabi?
Well,
The number to call or to WhatsApp to?
yeah, it's 276-4200.
Nice.
Two
That's
seven six four two zero
zero
zero.
zero. All
Yeah.
right. So I know you guys brought some of your products here in
Mhm.
studio. You right? Would you like to talk about them right now? As of course we, pass the 47th minute of the hour. Imagine that. Eh?
Fast.
Yes. So Cassie, what do you have for us today? Would you like to describe them, or maybe at
Yeah.
least one of them? Which one is? Tell me, which one is like the best seller
The best seller,
amongst them?
it has to be the very berry.
Mm.
Well, no, actually, it's the one that I have in front of me. It's the cookies and cream. People love the cookies and cream. Yes.
Yes, yes. Let me find the camera. It's right there.
Yeah, the best seller
Right.
is the cookies and cream.
Mhm.
So it's what I described earlier. There's a vanilla icing on top,
Mhm.
and then there's crushed cookies, and then a vanilla glaze
So
over it.
what do you expect when you start biting into it?
Well, when you bite into it, the first thing you're going to notice is the texture of the donut.
Mhm.
It's soft, it's
Yes.
pillowy soft.
Yes.
And when you bite into it, there's a bit of crunch from the cookie,
Wow.
sweetness, as well as a bit of sweetness from the vanilla as well.
Mhm.
So it's flavors that really come together. So you have the vanilla flavor with the chocolate, and it really creates just an amazing taste.
That's amazing. Is it for me? So I can
Yes, of course.
I can try this. Let
Yes.
me see. Let me see. First of all, seeing is believing. This is really looking good, right? Already very tasty, right? Even without the bite. So let me. What again should I expect?
Soft
Mhm.
texture, vanilla, and
Okay.
chocolate.
Let me do that now. Mm. Hmm. Yes. Everything that you said, right? Yeah, yeah. Very good. What about you?
Well, I brought the two bestsellers I have because the first one, the original one, was the cookies and cream. But since I decided to launch the red velvet cheesecake, I've been getting a lot of positive feedbacks from the red velvet cheesecake.
So what you have there right now is the
Here
cookies and
is,
cream.
cookies and cream.
All
Here,
right.
with a cookie and chocolate on the top.
Nice.
And here you can see the red velvet cheesecake, which you have like a layer of red velvet cake,
Mhm.
a layer of cream or cheesecake, and a layer of red velvet.
Right,
cake.
right.
Yeah.
And they are already available in major
Yes,
supermarkets, right?
all the flavors I mentioned at the beginning, they're all at the supermarket.
Right. And yours?
Not as yet. It's something I'd have to think about. But
Mhm.
for now, the goal for Iceland is to have these when the store is open, to let it be the only place that you can
Oh,
find it.
nice. I like that.
So
So
it's
it's
really an
more
experience.
yes,
You have
yes,
to
yes.
come here to find it.
Nice. So that's a different approach, right?
Yeah.
So for you is more like you want to have that range, right? But for you it's like more niche, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But this is really good,
Thank you.
right? This is really good, right? Just for especially if you're a sweet tooth, right? This is something that you really, really love, right? Right.
Mhm.
Are you also gonna make me
Yeah,
taste
sure.
one
Which
of
one
them?
do you prefer?
Which one would you like me to taste?
I don't know which one makes you more.
What do you think, guys? What do you
Cookies and
think?
cream is
Let's
on theme for the day.
yes.
Okay, so do
Let's
you want a cookies and cream also? Sure. Okay.
let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do
Here.
that.
I brought small spoons.
Right. Right. Right.
Here you are.
And of course, what we are doing right now, we're doing some kind of a mini tasting, right?
Yeah.
We just actually tasted the Iceland donuts, and now we are tasting this cheesecake. Of course, this is the cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Cheers.
Well,
Mm, mm, mm.
So what do you guys
it
think?
tastes amazing.
You like
Mhm.
it?
You got
Yeah,
yours.
very nice.
Thank you.
Mm. Very nice. And of course, that is Ali Gabi cheesecake. And earlier we tasted, of course, Iceland Dessert Studio, right? By the way, I love the logo of Iceland,
Thank
right?
you.
So it's not really very common, right? But can you? So I want to ask that, as we kind of wrap up start to wrap up the program, how do you think is branding important? How much is it that important to your business? Let's start with you, Ali Gabi.
Well, I think it's really important because that's the way you're gonna stick on your customer's mind,
Mhm.
and that's how you're gonna make them recognize you. And every time you make something different, they can see it, and then they can know it's you, and they know it's you the person who's making it. And also I think it's very important, for example, the kind of containers and everything you use for your desserts to make the experience better. Because in my case, I was seeing at the stores they were using the cupcake layers, and I
Yes.
was trying that for my cheesecakes, but then I
Mhm.
realized mine is a non-bake, so the creamy was sticking on the paper, and then I switched it to here, and I think right now it's much better for my customer
Yes.
Twitter. So every time you have to think on what you have to do to stick on your customer's mind.
Definitely, definitely. What about your take on that, Cassia?
Again, I love that question because that's what
Yes.
I did for a little bit branding.
Mm-hmm.
And a brand is so important because what it basically is creating a personality that connects with personalities. So every brand or every business has set target audience, and it's important to craft your brand personality in order to capture those people.
Mm-hmm.
So the brand is way beyond just the logo.
Yes.
It's the tone of voice, how you speak to your customers, the colors that you use, the place that you allow your desserts or whatever you're using to show up. I remember when creating the brand, one thing I studied was, I believe was it Rolls Royce,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this marketing thing that they would do where their cars would only pop up in luxury spaces,
Yes.
and you could never see an advertisement for it
Mm-hmm.
on just any TV station. It would pop
Definitely.
up where the people it wanted to capture was.
Definitely.
And that was, yeah, so branding is really more than logo and colors. It's just
Definitely.
creating
The logo is
personalities.
just actually just the tip of the iceberg,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like the
right? So
face.
branding really is everything,
Mhm.
right? So whatever your customer, thinks about your product is really your brand, right? It's not what you think, but it's what they think about your
Exactly.
product and your service. And of course, for you, you do a lot of like personal branding because you're on TikTok and that kind of thing. But from you, your strategy is a little bit different, right? Because it's more kind of more direct, more selective, if you will, right? So it's a very refreshing kind of divergence, so to speak, right? So so very young, young people already thinking very big, and very deep, not just when it comes to business, but of course when it comes to the other aspects of the business, including branding and marketing. At this point, ladies, of course, CEOs, right? Anybody you guys would like to, of course, acknowledge who have been like a big part of your entrepreneurial journey, right? Maybe the very first customer, the mentor, you know, anybody? Let's start with you, Cassia.
Well, I guess mine is a bit different, but the first person I'd like to acknowledge is God,
Of
the
course.
Lord, because I know my business without Him, it wouldn't be possible. The ideas that I have, the way that it's going, it's all God. And I also want to, just acknowledge my parents. They've really been a big inspiration and a big help. My dad, he has been helping me to, any equipment that I need to get it to ensure that, that I'm really going in the right direction. My mom has been a big support. Her kitchen has turned into a dessert studio. So, yeah, I just want to thank them for all of their support,
Yes.
as well as all of the people on the street that I sell to, my loyal customers.
Mm-hmm.
If Ayo is listening, shout out to Ayo.
Io.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So yes, my loyal customers, also Elijah One.
Mhm.
We thank you for supporting Iceland from the very very beginning.
Definitely. What about you, Ali Gabby?
Well, I wanna really thank to my parents who've been
Yes.
always since minute zero supporting my stuff. Even my mom, sometimes it was hard for her to get
Yes.
involved,
Hmm.
but she got into it and she's helping us. Like, the first person who's there, it's always her and my dad. Also, I want to thank to my lecturers at college, all the students at college, which in one way or other they've been supporting my business.
Hmm.
My lecturer, especially Mr. Stanford,
Hmm.
Miss Panther, and Miss Masicot, they've been like, I really love them. Also, the persons who've been supporting me on the streets, they stop me and they tell me that I should keep going what I'm doing. Yeah, everybody, like, in one way or other, have been there for me.
Definitely, definitely. DJ Sean, of course, pick up to DJ Sean. He is tuning right now, and he just said, "That sounds delicious from the studio, bro. I'm missing out." So, big up to DJ Sean, of course, and of course, we have others commenting. One Karen is saying, "So inspiring to see women entrepreneurs, right, sharing their stories. So, wishing you both the best. So
Thank you so
congratulations,
much.
right? Definitely, definitely. And of course, once again, the numbers to call. Let's start with Iceland Studio, Dessert Studio. Yeah.
Yes, Iceland Dessert Studio. It's 612-8543. That's 612-8543.
Mm-hmm.
Aligabi
Yes.
Cheesecakes, 276-4200. 276-4200.
And of course, very quickly, we have to inform the public that on July 3rd, 30th, right? That's a Thursday, right? We are celebrating the International Cheesecake Day. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo! So everybody must buy from you, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be on Thursday. That's going to be on Thursday. And just very quickly, again, the next day, which is the 31st, right? Iceland Dessert Studio will be in the NDFD's D Marketplace, right? That's going to be happening, of course, outside the NDFD building, right? So
Yes.
you are excited. Is it your first time to be there? No,
Yeah, it's my first time. Well,
that.
no, actually, I was there with another business. Yeah, a sister from my church. Shout out Happy Mix. I was
Yes.
there with
Oh,
them.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Right. So first time D Marketplace, of course, that's going to be on Friday, right? The 31st outside NDFD building. So please, please support Iceland Desserts Studio. And I think a few other small businesses, right? And of course, International Cheesecake Day on Thursday. Any
Uh,
activity, or we
well,
must require everybody to buy first,
yeah.
the
Very important, very important. Well,
right,
but we're gonna be launching a new flavor, so wait for it. And
definitely.
yeah, at all the stores you'll find it soon. And please, if anyone has any suggestion of a new flavor they want to try, message me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, and then let me know which flavor you want to try
Right, and of
next.
course we also have a growing how should I call, like Latin community here in Dominica. So
Yes.
would you like to probably address them as well in Spanish, to support your product?
I feel so shy. I don't know.
Okay.
Next time when I see them in person, might let them know.
All right, all right. So what about you, Cassia? Any, shall I say, parting words before we close the program?
To any young entrepreneurs listening, or anybody who would like to go into entrepreneurship, just go for it. It's
Nice.
something I said in my speech leaving high school. And it may have sounded weird. I said, I want you to go out and I want you to fail. But what I mean is, you have to try things. Some are going to work, some is not going to. But in order to find the one that works, the one that sticks, in order to hit gold, you have to go through brass, bronze, you have to go through all the things that won't first.
Hmm.
So, put the fear aside and just try it. At the end, you'll be happy that you did.
Nice. Beautiful words. What about you, Ali Gabby?
Well,
Message, of course, maybe to other aspiring young entrepreneurs.
yeah, sure. I don't want to romanticize entrepreneurship. I just want to say it's a really difficult, hard path that needs a lot of sacrifice, but I feel like if you really want to do something new, if you're feeling inspired, you should do it and keep consistent. That's the key. That's what is gonna bring you like far from the beginning. Keep consistency and do what you feel better doing. If you have any idea, if nobody's supporting it, just do it. Do what you feel is best for you.
Right. And you said you're going to launch something, right? Very soon?
Yes, a cake
Oh, what
on the
about you?
small cups.
That's breaking news. What about you? Any breaking news for us?
Not really breaking news. I think I mentioned it earlier, but there's
Yes.
a cookie launching soon.
Woo! All right. So, of course, all those wonderful breaking news, you're only hearing that here on the program. And of course, it's already 5 in the afternoon. And as much as we, would like to keep on, discussing, we have to stop, right? But once again, thank you to our guests. So we have Ali or Alejandra Garcia, Cassia Cadet, for sharing, of course, your inspiring entrepreneurial journeys with us today. Right. So we wish you all the best. And I guess, the two of you must come back, but maybe individually next time. Right. And of course, then we will continue our discussion. Right. And of course, to our listeners, remember, graduation is not just the end of one chapter. Right. It can also be the beginning of building something of your own, right? So don't forget to celebrate International Cheesecake Day this Thursday with Ali Gabi Cheesecake, available in all major supermarkets, right? And of course, be sure to visit NDFD's D Marketplace this Friday to support, of course, Iceland Dessert Studio. So once again, this is Donald Bercassi of the National Development Foundation, thanking all of you for listening and viewing. And of course, this is still the Tuesday edition of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz right here on Q95, the big station. So until next Tuesday, let's continue to, build Dominica one young entrepreneur at a time.
National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its Small Business Advisory Services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and the provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFB Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Yes, come in. Hold it, hold it, hold that thought. I'll call you right back. I'll go right back. Partner, Elas Franco, how are you doing? Things are getting really tight in this Gova season.